bugiardo, bugiardo, con questa faccia da bugiardo. Era tutto uno scherzo, sono un bugiardo. La tua ragazza ha capito, sono un bugiardo.
What's up guys, P9089 here. Haven't made a real gun video in a little while, so coming at you today with one. This video is to briefly talk about the .32 caliber and my personal opinion on it. The reason why I'm making this video is because I'm actually considering getting a .32 as a concealed carry option. Next month, hopefully, I will be applying for my concealed carry permit. Gonna have a week off and try and see if I could, save up the money and get myself a license and all that good stuff, or a permit rather. Anyway, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the .32 ACP and where I stand on these small caliber guns, and my opinion's changed since last I talked about mouse guns, and so I'll tell you why. Alright, so pretty much the gun I was looking at getting and what I'm interested in is a .32 caliber North American Arms Guardian. Now, the first thing I want to say is, before everybody starts hating on the .32, and we'll get to that in a second, you really should carry the biggest caliber that you can comfortably, and that you can shoot well. Okay. I've gone over and over and over again on what would work best, how I carry and all that kind of stuff, things that you really have to consider before going to a gun shop and saying, ooh, that looks great, I want that gun right there, it looks cool, it's a badass gun. Then when you get home and you try on the holster for it or whatever, you find out it bulges out too much, or it's too big, or when you get to the range you can't handle the gun properly. So with that said, over here we have a .32 Smith & Wesson long. Now, while this isn't the .32 ACP, and the reason why I don't have any .32 ACP cartridges is because I don't own a .32 ACP, the bullet diameter is, it's a .32 caliber, and so there's an idea of what, the size is and stuff. And you know what, to be honest, that is a pretty big bullet. Alright, I know it's not a 45, but it's shot placement. With those small mouse guns, it's always going to be about shot placement. So that's that. You have your .380, and this is my dad's preferred caliber. This is his favorite caliber to shoot. So there's the .380. Now, my personal favorite right here, it's not the .32 caliber, it's not the .380, it's not a 45, although I do like 45. This is a 9mm. I think 9mm is like the best balance handgun cartridge around. The recoil is manageable. It produces some serious power with the plus P loads and all that, and it's very reasonable priced. So I like it for that reason. I can shoot a couple hundred rounds of these and not feel in my wallet so much as with most other calibers. So you can pretty much figure 9mm and 22 long rifles what I shoot most. My current concealed carry guns that I have, although I don't really conceal right now, unfortunately, is a snub-nosed revolver. This is a Charter Arms Pathfinder. Those of you who have been subscribed for a while know that. This is chambered for the .22 Magnum. Now there's a reason why I chose the .22 Magnum when I got that over the .38, and I'll get to that in a second. And you also had my little backup, which I consider this more of a novelty than anything, is a Cobra .32 H&R Magnum Derringer, big bore Derringer. And then my real my favorite gun that I own, as far as handguns goes is my Ruger P95, and I really love this gun. I shoot it well. It's got a great balance for me. It's well, priced. It's a nice price on the gun. Ergonomics for a guy with big hands, it's great. Um, I think it's an attractive gun, personally, even though some people might say it's blocky. I think it's a nice looking gun. And it actually feels like a gun that costed $500-600, but it was only about $325 when I bought it. And I have 5 magazines in all. Now, let me just take out one round here. This is a 124 grain Remington Gold Saber Plus P, which I find to be an adequate cartridge for self-defense. Which brings me to my next point on these small calibers. In the summertime, I think that it's okay to use 380 hollow points in the hottest loads available. But in wintertime, it's all about the Full Metal Jacket for sure. Fiyoshi being actually the strongest Full Metal Jacket on the market that I know of, that I've looked at. This actually has the best penetration out of all the 380 rounds. So, now, for those of you who are looking at getting a P95 or interested in buying it or already have one, PMCs, these babies rock for this thing. They're reasonably priced rounds, and I get it for $12 a box at the gun shop, which isn't bad, and they shoot flawless. Now, back to the Charter Arms for a second here. Yeah, I'm going around and around. I know. I'll get to the 32. This all has a way of shaping itself into why we're discussing the 32 anyway. The Charter Arms, the reason why I chose the 22 Magnum at the time was because it was my first handgun. I wanted something that I could conceal carry. Until I found out how hard it was to get a concealed carry permit. I didn't know at the time. And something with manageable recoil until I got used to shooting a snub nose, because I was planning on getting a 38 later on, which I still do plan on getting. And then this was my little cheap backup weapon. This was my budget CCW weapons. Now, when we're looking at the 32, looking at the 380, you can see the heads on the two, not that much different. The 380 is definitely a little bit bigger. 9mm to the... One second here. Sorry guys. Doing this all with one hand. You know how that is. Okay. The 9mm, which is all the way on the left, the 380 in the middle, and all the way to the right is the 32, and as you can see, there's a bit of a difference in them, but the 32 is still, I think it's a reasonable size round. Now, for those of you who are considering the 32, I have to say this. I would personally only use FMJs, Full Metal Jackets, in a 32 caliber gun. Unless it's a 32 Magnum or a 327 Federal Magnum, I would not use hollow points at all. You're going to need all the penetration you can get in a 32. On top of that, with a lot of the hollow points for the 32 ACP, if you're considering a 32 ACP, you could have problems with rim lock. If you don't know what that is, you can look it up. Briefly, I will tell you this, that rim lock can cost you your life in a gunfight, in a self-defense situation. So you want to use FMGs, and you want to target the head, the throat, and the upper chest, if you can. Aim for the heart. With FMGs, it should be able to penetrate and get into the heart. But preferably the head and neck is best. The 32 is by far stronger than a 25, and it is way more reliable than a 22 long rifle pistol. On the same token, it's much more manageable in recoil and easier to shoot than the 380. So for me, it's a pretty nice cartridge overall. The reason why I was looking at getting the North American Arms Guardian, it's a simple thing. I went to the shop today. I checked out the polymer handguns, the Kel-Tec P3AT, and I'm sorry, I didn't check them out today. I checked them out Saturday. Sorry. But anyway, I checked out the Kel-Tec P3AT, and I checked out the Ruger LCP, and I checked out the Taurus PT25. The only one that felt good in my hand was the Taurus PT25. The other two felt like toys. And the Taurus PT25 is a 25 caliber, and it's not something I'm willing to put my life on. The North American Arms, I've seen this shop before. They sold the last one. I know they're built like tanks. The shop owners spoke very highly of them. I wanted something that was a little bit heavier. I know some people complain about, them being heavy. The 32 caliber version is about as heavy as this little Derringer, which is 14 ounces, which to me is not a big deal at all, because I practiced carrying this gun, and this gun, loaded, weighs 21 ounces, and I have no problem carrying this gun. In a waistband, in a pocket, wasn't a big deal. I know that Kel-Tec makes a 32, but all indications show that the Guardian is just an overall higher quality gun, and it's a nice looking gun. Now, for those of you who are knocking the 32 ACP, General Patton, the General Patton, throughout his entire military career, and that includes, World War II and all that kind of good stuff, he always carried a 32 ACP on him. Always. And I'm sure he's deployed it in battle. Someone like General Patton, mighty guy that he is, or he was, big hero, used a little 32 ACP to do a lot of his work. So you still want to knock the 32 ACP. Just consider the facts. FMJ loadings, I think it'll put somebody on their ass. Easy. Now, another reason why I'm making this video is because when I made my small mini-series, the Caliber Idiocracy, Part 1 and 2, I had someone who said that he liked what I was saying and that he was going to go out and buy himself a 25 ACP. Then I knew right then and there that I may have made a mistake in the way I presented the information about the calibers. Well, it is true that shot placement with any caliber is more important than the size of the caliber. Equally, you should be wanting to carry the biggest thing that you could carry with you, the biggest caliber that you can carry with you, and something that you can control. This is a 38, by the way. And here's the casing. That's what I'm saying. Sorry, I'm getting distracted a lot here. But you don't want to just say, okay, let's get a 25 ACP and call it a day. Number one, the 25 ACP is a very expensive round to shoot. Number two, it is weaker than the 22 long rifle. And, it's going to be hard to find your ammunition. And really, at muzzle, the muzzle energy of a 25, the highest I've seen was 64 foot-pounds, which is measly. I mean, it is measly as hell. You're better off getting a 22 Magnum, North American Arms Mini Revolver, the Charter. I mean, I'm just saying, it's not something that I would really carry with me now that I've looked at the data more. The 32 is actually far stronger than the 25. leaps and bounds. We're talking like 3 times the strength. And the only reason why I'm considering a 32 is because I can only carry in a pocket, which is very tight. I can't have it showing at work, or I can be fired on the spot. It's against company policy, etc., etc. You know how that goes. So the basic gist of it is, whatever you could carry, carry. Because if I could carry a concealed carry weapon of any kind, it'd be a 9mm. But I can't do that. So I'm looking at a 32. So anyways, just wanted to share that stuff with you guys. And I would like some opinions, and I'm apologizing that this video is very long. But I want some opinions on what I've said, where you stand on the topic, and get back to me. Alright? Piedmont89 out. Thanks for watching.